Hello everybody and welcome back to Anno 1800. My name is TStrat, and last we left off we were getting engineers built up over in Ditchwater as well as pursuing our expeditions, and we actually managed to make it to Trelawney. We're going to hold off a little bit on building up Trelawney. We might do some basic stuff, but we'll save the quest line for a little bit. And let's actually continue our expedition to the Land of Lions. Tales abound of a city sacred to all land. As you wander the streets in the cooling shade of antique Russians, the dust-hemmed white robes and sturdy sandals of passers-by betray their wearers' devout intentions. Are we friends? Or is that Maharaban friends? Maharaban friends. Are you here on a pilgrimage? So we can say we've come afar to see the holy city, or we're just admit that we haven't. We just arrived. I think we'll just say we just arrived. I don't want to pretend to be clergy or anything like that. He walks up and carefully examines our crew. There's no mistaking the very secular thirst of his gaze as he eyes our purse. Let's just what do we have on our ship here? We do have some bread. We could comply with the bribe here. Maybe not all of it, please. I can give a decent chunk of my bread here and see if we can offer this bribe. Bribe attempt was successful. He smiles and good humor is restored. Very well, we'll accept you into the convoy, but no unbeliever may enter the holy city. Or you look around unsure where to head next. We can head for the temple, complete the pilgrimage, or respect them and head for the other location. There's not really a high chance to do this. I don't want to really get into trouble with them, so I'm just gonna go to the next area. Alright, we still got a reward, which is nice. Although I don't think I can actually put it anywhere. We're so close to the end of our journey. I'm just gonna dump the rest of the bread. That's probably not the best idea. Alright, let's continue forward. But we are almost there, so I'm just going to continue. And this would have been like 1 in 9 anyway with the rate that we're going. Excellent. So one of the issues that I'm noticing, and it's partially contributing to our balance problem, is we are out of rum on Ditchwater, and I set up a rum route, and I'm like, why is the rum gone? Like, why don't we have rum? What were you doing? Oh, you were escorting a ship, right? That's right. There was a quest I did for them. But like, it's like, why is the rum gone? Because we do have rum. Let's look at the world map here. Is it en route? I feel like there's a. It's weird that has a ship docked there. Maybe it's not en route yet. Maybe it's in here. No? Where is it? It's definitely en route. So we do have rum going between these locations. However, one thing that I noticed is that when I was looking at our productions tab.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
Oh, nice. One thing I can do here is for production, I can select the islands in question. So we have Isla, and I believe also Perseverance are all taking from the rum stores, and I'm actually not producing enough rum for all of these islands. So that just means La Isla is going to have to step it up and increase its rum production, or I guess technically Perseverance can also make rum. So that's something to also consider. So we could also beef up Perseverance. There's also, some gold that we could start mining, as well as oil. There's a ton of oil stores around here that we might also want to start tapping into. But first things first, we gotta fix our rum problem. So, I think I said we needed like 5. So if we just make 6 total. Why wasn't this built already? Oh no, I upgraded it. I was confused for a second. I was like, what just happened? Actually, I don't want to upgrade that. I just want to have a normal warehouse there for now. They cost less maintenance, so I just want to make sure that that's not crazy. And now we can start overproducing rum, which will be good. We can also start working on getting some more obreros. After a certain point with 300, we can start getting gold, and then we can use that gold effectively for trades and other items as well. Additionally, we could get some electricity going here, but I think really we're going to use these islands mainly for exporting the oil. I mentioned before that like I think 4 oil fields can or 3 can support a power plant, so this could support up to 4 power plants, which would be kind of cool. So maybe like 1 for this island for like these guys or something. Can these can't be increased, but these guys' productivity can't either. Okay, never mind. Wrong about that. There are some things that can be increased productivity on these islands, and I think they're in this obrero tier. But we need 600 of them to advance this this quest line as well. Let's finish the expedition. As soon as the expeditions are finished, I'm gonna have full attention towards this campaign as well. And look at that. I think they just got their rum. That's my guess. Yeah, they got the rum balance way down. Oh, that's not good. Ship's stern captain, she's gaining. It's an attack. Powerful ship comes in here. You swing hard to port, and deckhands carefully taking aim. Well, our naval power is nothing to scoff at. I think we could take out pretty much anything that comes at us that's not a battle cruiser like this. First volley crashes in the enemy side. The second is the lower gun team is let loose. Silence your guns. Your friend here will taste lead. So they're taking a hostage. He appears to be a young man, mercenary, claiming to trust Ketma to stoop to such methods. So, do we want to bribe them? I don't have anything on my ship anymore to bribe them with, so I think I just admit I don't know who they're talking about. The man scoffs. A likely story. No sooner had your sails been sighted than he, disgust in his voice, warned us to release them, lest you rain Ketma's fury upon us. Glance at the young man's frantic countenance is enough to understand that he had in fact been attempting to intimidate the rogues. His eyes plead for your men to play along. So we can play along or not. This just seems weak. Like, we lied. We are the red. Unhand him or else. I think. Why wouldn't he need help when you send 40 against him? Man draws himself up with dignified fury. And where were such mortals when your master sent legions to drive families from the ancestral land, so he could raise the mighty warehouse he takes such pride in? This man is a servant of oppression, a fiend. In a flurry of movement, having sensed the captain's loosened grip, the young prisoner elbows him in the rib and leaps into the sea before he can be seized. His gun's turned and now they're aiming at us, but we can just fight him back with our naval force. Crackjack. Gunners on the side, lay into them. Alright. And I'm not going to be reading like all of these verbatim because I think I'm getting a little tired of reading them all, but I'll leave them up for you guys to see as well. Feel free to pause the video and read them as they're going. So we can aim the rifles at the intruder on a ship or wait for the intruder to show themselves after they've came aboard our ship. So we left off their boat, headed into our boat. I think we just want to be very cautious of him. Voice protests from below the railing. Hold fire! So I told them, when I saw your sails, it seemed my only reprieve, so I told them that this guy sent him. So who is this? Who is this Janahoy Ketema? The Emperor Salih Ketema is the heir to the throne of Salamawi. Under his rule, Mbessa has risen to great heights. The haughty princes, the haughty princes of Engarib refuse to yield to the emperor and wage war against them. So why are they attacking this guy? So this is Biniam, son of Kiria, the emissary of the Majesty Ketema. And his mission is to seek out experts from around the world to assist in the many ambitions they have for this group. Awesome. So he is now going to help us find the island of Leonis.
These
Yanihoy Ketema. May I introduce my benefactor, a renowned city planner from the distant north.
such noble hearts are ever welcome in Mbessa. So, you heard I was seeking for talent such as yours to expand our new capital.
Our meeting was serendipity alone, my emperor.
Then the Lord truly smiles on you. There is opportunity here to be part of a tale greater than all of us. So far, I have neglected this arid province of the Empire, seat of the kings of old. But from the dust, a garden will bloom anew. Many lives of kings has it been since last Mbessa was so united, frail as that legacy may hold. Some would see us divided, each to their own purpose, but they are blind to the greater threat. Hungry eyes turning south towards us. In unison and with pride, we will return their stares.
So must all stand to defend their share, or be eaten.
And so to you, I would entrust the raising of Taborim, our new capital on these lands. May it grow to unite all Mbessa under one covenant. Young Binyam will help you settle, share his plan for the canals. Taborim may soon shine like a jewel of peace on the girdle of this great nation.
Very cool. Very cool. So
Let the sails fill.
I'm just gonna head towards the middle because that
I
seems
wish
to be
to
where
speak
things
with
are.
you on
Oh,
matters
here we
of
go.
great importance concerning all Mbessa. Will you work with me to help my people?
Sure.
I, Saleh Ketema, Emperor to Millennial Mbessa and heir to the scepter of Covenant,
Steer
bid
us
you
forth.
rest here a while, seafarer.
All right. So we're sending this ship down towards the middle area.
You could be a lottery.
Man, every time I come into these
A
zones, I'm always
competitor
facing the
raised a
wrong way.
settlement.
Ah! Silva! Already here. Man. And producing stuff. What I was worried about is like they're already going nuts in all these locations before I even get there. Like where was Oh, that's not good. Why are you cutting your stay short?
I'm glad. At least it's not any busier. I've finally arrived. Now to see if the journey was worth it.
Yeah, I think I need to raise my attractiveness level, and I think a lot of this is because I have added the oil refinery and things like that. I want to have this above 100, I believe. So we might need to start adding culture to this as well, or outsourcing some of these production lines to get it away from ditch water, so that this actually becomes more profitable. But that's neither here nor there. What do we got? I can add this power plant here, so we can actually start getting power. Yeah, so it processes in 0.5. So in the 15s, so this produces one every, so if we have one every 15 seconds, and this processes in 5 seconds, that means we'll need 3 of them to keep up for the whole 15 seconds, right? So if we have 3 of them
I don't
every
pretend
15
to understand
seconds,
artisans.
it'll
Art is science.
take 3 oil.
Elegant, beautiful, yet fit for purpose.
So we'll see how that goes. We'll also want to start
on paper. You are so generous.
We'll also want to start making things like spectacles, which require zinc and copper, which we do have on this island. Do we have zinc there, copper there, and 2 more zinc on these islands here. So we're actually 1-to-1 is not bad, and we have 1-to-1 there, but we're kind of split between the two. We might want to start doing something with Spirit, maybe expanding out Sojourner as well, just to get more production lines going. And again, we have this workforce, and I might want to build it up a bit more, but we could actually move the production of Ditchwater over to Sojourner and actually have all of this be handled over here. And then just leave maybe... So instead of like the steel and the weapons and all this, we could just end up with just the steel and the iron. That'll settle artisan needs. So things like
Confounded trick.
this iron input here, as well as these
Curious.
concrete factories. And we can actually activate this
Layer
as
of
well.
dust is forming.
We have enough to support that. Alright. But yeah, we do need to kind of start offsetting some of this balance. Ditchwater is doing well, but... you know, Sojourner is still bad. Spirit's not making any money. I think Isla's probably down a bit, right? So increasing the production lines in Lysa is going to help out with that. Let's see. I don't think I have a quick keyboard 5 to go to Mbessa. Interesting. Oh, what's this?
Many have tested our strength before. We still stand. The library is restricted to servants of the Lord. The texts here are holy scripture, guarded from unsanctioned influence.
Okay.
Ship of the line reporting in.
Interesting. So I'm just kind of passing a lot of these locations. So there's some shrines over here. Shrine to the Oracle, the Oasis. Interesting. What we got over here? So here's, I think, where I'm going, right?
Set sail.
Not in vain do the
Capital
wandering
Harbor.
westerly.
And here's the Imperial Palace they have set up. And I think over here is their island where they want us to... This is the island they want us to start kind of producing on. We also have different fertilities here. So linseed, hibiscus, and teff grass, which are different than I'm used to. And they offer some timber. Interesting. It looks like they are also buying pocket watches. So if we start producing pocket watches in bulk, that might be a good trade to
Here
do
in
as
the
well.
shade of my palace, shall you help me raise a nuke?
Oh, sorry, I cut him off. I think it was just saying like here in the palace is where we're gonna do this. So let's start here. Bam. Tambourine.
If you are to unite the many peoples of Inbeza, you must prove you can provide for them all.
Very nice. So we have
Enough
some
to keep all the eggs in one
timber.
basket.
Now I know that.
Thirst for conquest, one of my indulgences.
No, I know that there's these like rivers, right? And rivers take water pumps, and then water pumps can kind of make this land usable for different production chains. Do we need that for lumber? Doesn't appear so. I also don't have any workforce, which is interesting. Because in the other areas I just got some for free, so I just want to get something quick down just to desert road. Interesting. I just want to get something down quick,
Goods are but a
and
fraction
I
of
want
what is
to.
traded. Tales, news, prayer, all are bartered freely around the stones.
The reason I want to do this is
You
just
reach
start
a
getting
new
some of this production, this woodcutter stuff, because oh, it looks like that's just the one building. Mainly because I don't know how to produce this anywhere else, and I think it's required for settling other areas.
I can guide you around the savannah.
So I'm literally just gonna put this like pretty close, and then just link it up here. And get my ship over here,
Steer
actually.
us forth.
Should I send this back? I feel like I've been doing that a lot, but it does have a lot of really cool things, like this, for example. Residents with the university need fulfilled are provided with variety theater. So this is actually kind of nice. You could extend that reach of that, and it increases the workforce there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually send this back as well. Actually, let's send it to Isla. No, wait. No, I need to send this back to where we have engineers to drop that off. And then what I actually want to do is get some stuff in the New World to send over. So I'm thinking like
Nice day for it.
I'm thinking either like a frigate or just like a couple clippers. And that might actually be a good idea there. So let's see. Queenfinder head. I can leave that on the Queenfinder, I think.
These fabled lands exist after all.
More expedition. What is this rescue mission? What do we
It's
get
not
out of that?
raining unless it makes your head bleed.
Specialists. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm feeling a lot better about this. I've taken the initiative and like gotten to those islands. But I just can't be bothered to do that right now because there's a lot of things I want to do. Namely, I want to send materials over to I believe really I want to go to Bessa and figure out kind of materials we might want. So I'll probably look just in the off chance I need to find specific fertilities and stuff like that. I might need to explore real quick and get an island or two just to link these up for later. So I don't want to basically hold off on this and then find out I needed like some thing that I don't have. Although that might mean we would have to go to war for it. So that would be kind of interesting as well. Maybe I will just leave it. I don't know. How are we doing? We're still short on the engineers, right? So if I needed to also backfill the artisans. So this is kind of a process, but essentially what I'm doing is I'm just going to as I produce engineers, I can upgrade artisans to engineers, workers to artisans, and then rebuild the farmer houses and then upgrade them to workers. And the reason this works is because I don't have a market over here, so I can't, like, just build farmer houses and upgrade them through the chain. And on the opposite end, like, you know, these variety theaters we have in both sections as well. So this will work out for that. Let's actually... And I am going to be down engineers for a little bit, but that's okay. And hopefully, just increasing the number of artisans and workers is going to start offsetting our debt a little bit. Oh, and I actually built one extra. I could send this guy up there. Okay. And then what we do here is we just refill these. I want to make sure that that's also a completed road. There we go. And make sure they get built. And then when these are good to upgrade, I can just upgrade them. That helps a little bit instead of having to like move these guys over as well.
Mine is a life half-lived.
Half-lived. Alright, I just want to double check because I just increased production again. How are we on the artisan needs? Goulash is doing fine because we opened up... Did we actually add a second cannery? We did add a second cannery. Why does it say... I still have a production of 1. Not 2. Well, as long as it's still fine, I think that's alright. We do need another sewing machine, though. Seems like we're running out of that a little bit. And we also need another fur coat area. So let's add these things in. Now, I wanted to bring this line up. So I think what I want to do is actually move some stuff around. So I'm going to slide these around. So let's see. I want this to be, I guess, here. And then this will come up like so. We can add a warehouse just to make things a little easier, a little closer here. Get these artisanal kitchens nearer to the to their factories. We can fit these guys in. So let's do. Trying to think like where I want to put them. I think we can remove this here. I do like this exit. Let's put these guys maybe like that. Just kind of trying to figure out where I want things. I think this is okay.
Clothes should not be worn as marks of status.
So clothes in there. Excellent. I do believe we have enough, like, of the fur coming in. But the real question is how much of the fabric are we going to need? I might need to increase that production as well. Maybe add one of these clippers I'm building to that supply line. Well, that's another reason we're out of workers is because this is actually requiring some. So we'll need to just keep an eye on that as well. Hurry up. You know what? I don't even need the electricity here yet. That requires a ton of engineers before that's even that even matters. Okay.
I don't have all
Are
I
these
need
requiring...
for my canvas.
artisans. So I didn't add any workers. I'm
Can't
just
you
double
see?
checking there.
I'm breaking the cycle of poverty.
That's cute. Wait. What? You just try to... Is he saying you tried to buy a share? Has bought a share on La Isla. Oh, you jerk. No. I don't want him buying shares for my islands.
Workforce shortage.
Alright. Is this going to offset my labor force? Alright, hold
Your
up.
ship has returned from its voyage.
Come on. They're all at like 9 and they're like slowly getting up to 10s. And once they are, I can start upgrading these and getting my workforce shortage down. Okay. I think that's fine for now. We'll deal with that a little bit. But what I want to do is I did just want to upgrade like these guys.
You reached a new milestone.
For that reason. So we are now a capital, which is awesome. And we're still doing pretty well. Even with this deficit, we are still doing fairly well money-wise. We are sitting in that 400,000 range, which is... Honestly, it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now. Let's get 3 more houses built up here. So let's do like...
How about a cup of coffee? You've been
playing
for
for 2 hours. Yes. Since I recorded this right after the last session as well. Alright. So let me just put these in here. The main thing I wanted this for is that with 500, we can start thinking about a steam shipyard. So in addition to our normal shipyard, we can actually start making steam ships as well and getting those nice things out there. But this requires a ton of materials, namely windows, lots of steel again. So actually, I might just go and fetch some steel. And get that situated. We can start making cargo ships and oil rigs and things like that, and that'll be good. What I want to do with these clippers as well is to like put them onto the same routes and kind of make them like cycle each other to keep constant flow of input coming in.
Attention, cadet. I have orders for you.
Oh, we have a pickup
free to
quest
go
for
now.
him, so I think I will just do that real quick.
Set sail.
Oh, interesting. Scouting for love.
I feel it reflects the
Interesting.
times.
Engines whirl into farms. Interesting. So we have
Perhaps there is a way to put theory into practice.
tractors. Alright, so they're actually hoping that we can build a tractor farm and expand cultivation area. So this is part of the Bright Harvest, where we can actually build tractors for our farmland. I don't have any room for that right now. I'd have to redo it all. It does also require steam motors, which again take more steel and brass and all of that stuff as well. So, and actually it produces quite quickly. That's surprising. So, oh, the maintenance cost on that minus 1,800. Jeez. All these maintenance costs are really going up.
Itself.
But essentially you build, you get some motors. You build this tractor barn, which I believe
Another
does
player
need to be
has
like
had their island seized.
attached to it. Oh no. Wait, let me read what that barrel has overtaken an island from Admiral Vicente Silva. She took one of his islands? No way. That's crazy. Barrel. Don't mess with her, man. Essentially, these are pretty cool. They increase the productivity, I believe, to like ×3 or something like that. It's more than the ×2 of the silos, and it requires the tractor barn to be built, but then also need to be supplied with fuel, which fuel is 15 seconds to make fuel. So I think like 1 oil to 1 fuel. Or something like that. I'll figure out the ratios again. This is all like newer stuff, so I have to like learn it and then translate my knowledge over to all of this as well.
They said you were good, so it appears.
All right, so we got our cargo there. I can just deliver this back over here. Sweet. All right, doing well though. And honestly, like all of this at this point, we mentioned that like I didn't want to do so much with the royal taxes, but at this point on this island, like it's pretty unavoidable that I'm going to have to deal with it. That's just the way it kind of is. These islands are getting to the size that like in order to keep production going, I either need a ton more islands, which all of these are being occupied. You can see this map is getting very full very fast. Or I have to go out of my way and like optimize every little tiny thing and make sure that like I'm only producing exactly what I need and nothing else. And I don't know if that's really feasible. At this point, I'm just going to accept the loss and try to offset it as best I can with like the next tier up. So that's why I'm building more engineers. Engineers will pay us more money for the same things. So canned goods, for instance, are 16. And sewing machines are 32 as an increase, right? If we look at artisans for the same things, 6 versus 12. So just upgrading them to an engineer status, even if we don't have anything else that the engineers want, we're gonna get more money for all of this. Like 48 for fur coats, jeez, and rum and all of this. So just upgrading them next tier is probably the best thing we can do for that. For now, I think. The other thing I wanted to kind of consider is making a commuter pier, which will allow our workforce to be used in other locations as well, which means like I could build the artisans here.
In science, it is things that interest us, not us.
I could build the artisans here, and then over in like Sjorner, I could build a cannery or something, or maybe like in not Brightsense, I guess New Clayland, right? New Clayland, I could build a cannery here and actually make goods here if I have that commuter pier connected to my main island. So we could do things like that as well and kind of shape them up a bit. I think, let's see. Oh, I don't want to, let's see, what trade routes do we have? Honestly, things are going okay, but I might just want to put a second clipper on this route just to get it moving and cycling a little bit. So if we have them kind of both operating, then they're going to be able to keep it stocked up more often. So I'm not producing more goods, but I'm keeping it up to date more often.
Ship of the line reporting
Let's
in.
see. How much is this? 80.
one-piece underwear suits.
He
Too
also-
frankly, I find singleton shorts and vests to be tried and true.
So one thing that's kind of interesting as well is I believe he sells pocket watches. And I believe over here you buy pocket watches. So a little trick I could do to offset some money as well, and you can see I'm plus 900 now. I could buy pocket watches from Archibald and then sell pocket watches to Ketimus Harbor and actually make a profit of like 5,000 per watch. Now,
Waitatuni does not see
that
how
sounds
fortunate
great.
he is.
However, right now, if I try to
Bring it first
do
class.
this, how many can I get?
Duty done. Time for a
Yeah, I can only get at most, yeah, like a stack of 50, which is not bad. If I sell this all and actually, make it there and everything, this would net me a profit of like, I think it's like 25 or 250,000 or something like that.
initiative. Excellent.
I mean, 5. So it'd be 5,000 per watch times 50. So it's 25,000 times 10. So 250,000. That's not bad. The issue is, I don't want to get too close to my total, especially while this balance is not ideal yet. So
Ship constructed.
I could start doing stuff like that.
All in Her
Well-
Majesty's name.
We'll think about it. Let's get 150 there. Send this back.
Good and ready.
I do have this clipper. I'm really tempted now that I've been talking about it. I do want to try this out. I have seen it done. It is kind of cheeky as well.
Time determines victory from...
He's headed there. The other thing is that we do want to keep our diplomacy up with all these, and I'm actually getting very close to being able to get trade rights with Anne Harlow and Jean Lafortune, and I believe they sell gold, which is very key, because if they sell gold, I can actually purchase it directly from them, and I don't have to make gold mines, which would be kind of nice.
How wonderful. You've taken pity
Never do
on us.
medium high. Never do it. Alright, let's
Fine.
flatter you this
We'll
way.
top up the old sea chest. Not
Do you have
yet.
a quest?
Watch
No
for the
quest for me.
sign.
I tried to do a trade rate with 0 and she got a little mad. So this is like when she's kind of annoyed at it. That was a little preemptive on that one.
Spin your wheel somewhere else, friend.
Likely.
I do not exist to be.
How could I possibly refuse?
This is why I don't like
We
doing
are
that.
wronged,
It's
all
just
of us.
crazy.
The Empire shall feel the wrath of scimitar, spear, and cutlass.
Oh, can't do another one in a row? That's okay. We can also, he likes
You
flattery.
are an original.
I'm doing amazing with Beryl. In fact, I could probably request an alliance with her. The problem is she's also at war with Silva, and I don't want to get like roped into that. I think Silva's actually, are you fighting? Yeah, he's still fighting both of them. So yeah, keep Silva distracted for me, definitely. I don't want to get involved with that. He does not want to trade with me though. His economy is quite a bit bigger than me, which means that he's probably like less inclined to want trade rights. Actually, my military is doing better than both the pirates. That's good. Not nearly as much as some of these others. I'm surprised his is actually lower than like the competitors, like 32, 31. So they were actually very comparable, which is weird because like he's a 3, right? He's an expert
Execution
AI.
was good enough for my brother. It'll
Beryl's
be good enough for
only
Her Majesty.
a 2-star, but she's like she's actually stepped up and like is really
Just say the
fighting
word.
them hard. So I don't know,
I'm
man.
here if you ever
Duty
need...
done.
Yeah, it's weird.
Time for a kip.
All right, so instead of doing all of it, because that's gonna
Done your
be very close. Let's just do like maybe. Oh wait, I was going the wrong way. Let's do maybe like this, so I can trade this in, go way down,
Ready for a
and
challenge.
immediately send this over to Mbessa. We can sell that there.
Good, soldier.
Awesome.
You've no face for
Steersman.
poker.
Yeah, deteriorated from 100 to 98. I think I'm doing all right with that. So, all right, I feel like I'm in an okay spot. Let's do a quick update on all of my islands together and see what we got for consumer goods. So it seems like I'm producing enough fish for everybody. I have to check individually for each island to make sure that each island's doing it, because I might be overproducing on an island. Schnapps, I got covered. And actually, really, I should just do the main ones. So we have this one. Sojourner. Not Curiosity. This one and Perseverance. These are the main islands. So I have the fish. I have the schnapps. I have the clothes. I have the sausage. Got the bread. I'm amazing on soap because I'm still doing the soap trade. I have enough beer, which is very good. That was one thing I'm very concerned about because only Sojourner is producing beer. So I want to make sure that's always ahead of where it needs to be. In fact, we could increase this even further and start supplying other islands with it as well. We're doing good on the canned goods there. Doing excellent on the sewing machines as well. We're actually overproducing that. That would be good as we start increasing more and more engineers because they'll need sewing machines as well. Now, I am producing exactly the rum that I need. So I might want to increase this as well. It looks like we're also not overproducing rum. Which to me means that we actually are full up on storage. And in that case, we should increase our storage supply as well so we can hold more rum for when it arrives. Otherwise, we're not going to fill up on ditchwater with enough rum. Same thing with fur coats and getting the material for that. Excellent. Then we don't have anything for the engineers yet. That's weird. It says demand is 0, but it's full. And then we need to make some tortillas and start making more jornaleros. So I think, based on what I'm seeing, we should go to La Isla and work over here for a little while and just kind of build up and essentially just get back to the main quest line, right? So this seems like, we're full up? Yeah, we're full up on rum. So one thing I should just do real quick is just to make a depot, and what I can do here is just let's kind of settle these up. And should I do? Let's do blueprint mode. I saw a thing where it's like you can put like the guns there, and then just something like that. Can I make these? I'll make one gun there and just increase this. So our storage capacity, I've just doubled it. So I went 150, now I'm at 350. That's gonna just keep going up and up and up, and hopefully that'll help out a bit. Oh yeah, I wanted to drop this off here. So jornaleros take beer. It's a little thing, but it's not gonna like offset my problems. I can't even use it yet, but I don't know. It's just be a nice little thing. We'll add them to our beer chains as well, eventually. But let's actually plan out a little bit more of the city. So I have this section here
To watch?
for plantains. And I'm going to need to increase this because I believe... Let's check it real quick. Right now I'm good, but as soon as we start increasing our workers and stuff like that, this will go up by a lot. We need 600 obreros, and we don't even have 600 yarnal arrows, right?
I see.
All of them are going to require these fried plantains. So let's think about increasing this for now. I will need another plantation. Whoops, not two, just one. I might end up building more than one. So we'll see. So I wanted to kind of stretch this out as much as possible. So what I can do is I can actually have this kind of come out and occupy this like northern section here, just to use as much space as we can. So something like that. And maybe another one that can kind of fill in the rest of it. Something like that. There we go. That actually worked out pretty well. So we got two of them there. We did make room for these farms to extend up and give more ponchos. So we'll eventually need to start just like adding these as well. And we'll need... This is paused. So what we could do is just activate them for now and just have one of them. And add another kitchen here. As I'm adding things to this side as well, what I want to do is make sure I have like decent way to grab it. So let's put a warehouse here. Okay, so we have an overproduction of there. As we're going to expand, that's going to be good. Let's start putting down some homes. So just trying to think of like how I want to do this and kind of make like little subsections.
I shall keep the receipt.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting that trade in there. Love it. Love it. It's the only thing that's going to keep me floating while I'm waiting for those trades to come in for Mbessa. Just kind of pop these up. And wow, that's really crazy that our workforce is still just enough because I just put in a bunch of houses. And I did mention I also wanted to like kind of extend to this island as well. So let's actually just like see how much we can get away with in here. Thinking something like hard to see. Let's just quickly clear up some of this space here so I can see what's going on. And ooh, this can go up a decent amount. So let's just go up to like maybe there. I can make like a little circle with this maybe, or square, I guess. Everything's squares in this game. This is going to be hard for, let's see, the chapel can actually reach pretty far. So let's see if I do, oh, that's weird. It's like a little bridge. Hope that means that this is connected. So I just do that. What do we want to do inside here? This would be kind of a cool spot to do something with. How far does this market reach as well? The market's not quite reaching the top area. So what we could do is actually move this further down. Oh, actually, it's really good right there, though. I'm just kind of thinking, like, what do I need? Oh yeah, we could. I like this. Just kind of like do a double fire station maybe in this area.
These people, they need a hero.
This reaches, right? It's not. Well, it doesn't quite reach that corner. Smuggling quest. Affects the productivity of cocoa, caoutchouc, cotton, coffee, and plantains. Alright, let's do it.
Go. I trust you.
So let's head over here. And it's a smuggling quest, so I have to get in here without them noticing where I'm at. So let's start that up while I'm planning out my amazing town here.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
It's just so, it just fits though. I just put this like right there. It just fits in so well. Ship returned from a voyage. That's the important one, right? Yes.
Hi.
So we'll send this up here. Make sure we can sell it to them and see how much profit we actually make from that. That'll be really exciting to see. Yeah, I mean, again, not optimal, but we don't necessarily want to have just a bunch of grids like all over the place. Those aren't really fun. Those aren't interesting buildings, you know? This could be kind of cool. I like it. So let's actually build this up. Put our little fire stations there as well. We are losing quite a bit on it, but the Liza is not the problem. I think it's Ditchwater just tanked. Oh no. What happened? What are we missing? Ditchwater here. What are we missing here?
I doff my cap.
They're doing okay. We have the workforce, so it's not that.
Things are somewhat humdrum.
Yeah, so you're actually okay on that. What are you missing? Rum is gone.
I have a feeling of inertia.
Fur is gone. Is that the issue? I think the issue is that we lost fur, and that actually reduced our artisan. Oh no! I totally. Dang it! Did I read that? Yeah, I must have accidentally sailed into it.
You can rely on us.
Dang it! I don't like failing those. That's really annoying. So fur went down, and fur went down because of this. We need to address this immediately, so that the next one out can fix the problem. So we need 2 more to offset the other one that we don't have up, and we might actually even want to go more than that. So, but we'll see in a second here. So let's again just kind of push this out here. Okay. Turn that on. And yeah, I think another 2 is probably going to be
Conditions
a
are
good
verging
idea.
on the inhumane.
Papa J's Plead Patcher Upper. Self-repair 1000%. That's really crazy. It's only got a 30-second duration. This is like a quick heal for a vessel. Not bad.
Scooped us out of the gutter, you did. You think it's free will, but you're a pawn.
Let's just do that. Get a little road connected up to the warehouse there. And upgrade these as well. So we have those two going. We can get another cotton mill. And with 3 cotton mills, I really hope that that's enough to hold enough fabric to start sending things out. We have the route set to send, I think, like 50 or 100. I have to double check. To send 100, so it can support 100 being sent across. In fact, we might actually switch this up and maybe make one of the routes cotton, one of the routes rum, and just have rum be sent in bigger batches as well, since we're making a lot more. But what I can do, let's see. That's just not going to get fixed until that comes in, so we'll have to deal with it for now. The good news is we have a bit of a buffer here.
Everything will be apportioned carefully.
There we go. What I also want to do, it's really cheap, so I'm just going to buy this real quick.
A competitor's island
Send
is
it
under
over
siege.
here. And I want to see about maybe exploring around and getting, because these guys are already like mass producing their islands. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So like, let's see, linseed, teff, spice. Spice is something I don't have. I also don't have indigo. And I don't have lobster. So we're looking for lobster, indigo, and spice. That's all I really know about that. Vicente did not appreciate.
If you want to get ahead, keep on the move.
Oh, this will be interesting. Are you gonna shoot this? There it goes. So we have Vicente Silva with the obvious powerhouse, but Beryl is not giving in at all. And she's really hitting it back. Wow. Pretty crazy. So again, we can't really do anything about that for now. So instead, I'm just going to start upgrading. And I think the obreros can be a little closer to the harbor. I think that's kind of cool. A cool look for them. So I'm gonna increase
This
like
monstrous
all of these
fire
guys.
raising is deliberate. The Perforians.
Get that under control. I like how there's a resident quest though.
Life is great here. We can set an example.
Life is great. There's only a little bit of fire and, you know, Perforian violence.
I would appreciate your help.
Alright, so you want fried plantains? I think we actually have enough of that, so there you go.
You never let me down.
Nice. University and Members Club maintenance and range. So I was a little worried about my university range on the other island, so that's actually convenient. I can just throw that there. This is just annoying. So we have Perforians trying to start fires here. So let's go find them, track them down, see if we can spot any. Let me get the things out of my face a little bit so I can see. Obviously the fires are all right here. Where are those arsonists? These are always the worst for me. I have such a hard time just like finding. Then there's 1, 2, 3. As soon as I talk about it though, that's when I start finding them. They do kind of light up, which is nice. Like when you're close enough, they'll actually turn their matchsticks on. Let's double check that they're not like over here. Any of these? I I don't see any. Oh, there's 2 more. There we go.
Eldest, you outdo yourself.
Excellent. So hopefully we can handle that. How are we doing with this? We're almost at 300.
To go.
That should unlock apparently nothing. Everything's at 600 apparently. Oh no, it unlocks. We unlocked gold. Excellent. So we can actually start producing gold and coffee as well. How are we doing? Tortillas run out. We haven't even built any, so I don't know about running out, but I think that's fine. Juicy island acquired. Nice.
You are only a messenger. Do not rule like a ruler.
That's interesting, because he's the one who's always telling me to add propaganda, so strange. Alright, so while they deal with that, let's think about increasing our burrows in a different way. So they'll eventually need, pretty soon here, we'll need coffee. And we can get them to that point by having tortillas. Now, coffee fertility is on this island, which is great. So I'm thinking like over here might be a good spot to start doing that. We could also start mining this gold deposit and just putting it into a warehouse nearby.
Stand aside, boss. Don't get dirt on your fancy shoes.
It's kind of a weird thing because like I have probably a lot of lumber from these guys. If I'm using it, that's not enough for these. But if I'm not actually creating lumber, I have plenty. So it's kind of a weird situation there. Regardless, I think over here we have we can have 2 coffee roasters per 1 plantation. Or no, other way around. 2 plantations for 1 coffee roaster.
Leadership.
So we'll probably want maybe 4 of these. So how big are these plantations? 168. I'm just gonna line them up. Let's see how much we actually need. So there's 60. And something like that. 68. 168. Alright. Quite a lot of coffee needing to be produced.
A competitor's island withstood an attack.
Interest. Oh, so that was a Barrels Island. Yeah. So she's holding up. She's doing well. Let's see. So we got 61. Excellent. We can have, like I said, we can make 2 out of these. So there's 1 set there. We also want to do tortillas, and tortillas are going to be beef, corn, and a tortilla maker. Again, 2 of these to 1. So let's get. I just want to like. How much is this? Another 168. So I wonder if we can just. Like, 168 is not a lot when we have it in a square, but when we do it in, like, lines, it's actually a decent amount of space. I want to see if I can just, like, do something like this, and... Go from here. Kind of just like fill around this guy. Would this work? No, I don't think that's gonna work very well. This is like okay, but it's not ideal. Can't quite wedge in a warehouse there either. Yeah, the problem is like this corner here. I can slide this a little bit. And then maybe add in this line here. Sorry if I'm not talking a lot, I'm just kind of focusing. But if we do something... What I'm kind of wanting to try is to essentially like squeeze in like a line that maybe occupies this area a bit. So like if we had like a thing here, right? So like this line would come in to it doesn't quite, this corner right there is messing me up. So something like this. And then for here, you know, as much of this as we can get. Okay. And then for here, we can just kind of move some of this down. Oops.
See how the people seize the economy for themselves.
You absolute dick. Stop doing that. Okay. And now, let's see if this will actually work. Yeah, just kind of like throwing it through there, just kind of filling in all the little gaps. Looks weird, but it works, and that's the important thing. Something like that. There we go. I knew we'd get there in the end. We can just do right there. Sweet. Alright, and then with those, we also need the beef farms, so let's just put them a little higher. So we'll do there. And beef can actually take in corn as part of their effort as well. So if we want to, we can do something similar. So this is let's see, and then something like this, and have like the silo as well. Oh, silos are a lot smaller. What am I doing? We don't need that much space for a silo. How do I want to arrange this? So for this one, this is really interesting. I'm kind of trying to figure these new shapes out as I go. Didn't realize it was 6 long. That's interesting. Let's do that for now. And then we'll want a few of these. So what I'm kind of thinking is we just have, whoops, this do the same thing. Uh-oh. Not quite reaching, huh? Sure. It's not perfect, but it'll get the job done. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Activate another one. Add a silo. That's going to be more efficient maintenance-wise, I think. So we have that. Tortillas. So that was the basis of that, and then we have the actual makers themselves. So we can put one maker there, one maker there. That'll be good for a little while. We also want to make sure we have a well, this one. One of these doesn't need to be. One of these doesn't need to exist yet. So let's put down another tortilla maker there. And we will upgrade 1, 2, 3 warehouse. Like that for coffee. I think that should be good. I think that should be good for a little bit. I did want to make a fire station, just another one, because fires, as you've clearly seen, are kind of a problem in this area. So we just want to make sure that these are always reachable. So probably just right in there. Drop that in. Very nice. Okay. So let's see real quick before we wrap up this episode. What do we do? So we got tortillas, coffee. We'll need to keep making more obreros. So let's make sure these are upgraded. I'm also just like watching this. Okay, so then to offset that, we'll just need to add a few more Yornalero houses. So let's get those in place. Sure, that's an interesting little inlet, but it works out. And maybe some residents there. Excellent. This is active. That's good. Let's just increase the speed for like a hot second and see how we're doing with this. Do we get to 600? Just kind of waiting on the tortillas to come in.
This is progress, at least.
The coffee to come in. How are we doing? Oh, it's so exciting to see this go up. Here we go. Here we go.
You reached
600. We did it. All right. So we did make it to the end eventually. I'm just going to chuck in a hospital. Call that one wrapped up for now. Isabel's going to tell us the next thing here, which is going to be
so close.
To rescue hostages. We have our ships ready to go. Our economy is back up and running. And we have our rum trades going through. Excellent, excellent work. I think that's a good place to wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for watching. In the next one, we will...
We are not well matched.
In the next one, we'll rescue these Beforian hostages from the camps associated with that and continue the main quest line. Making our way towards steamships and that new level of industry, as well as finding out more about our Beforian storyline. See you guys, and hope you're doing well. I'm signing off.